Hey y'all, Rick Guy here, and if you're like me, you're tired of fighting hard water. You've been fighting hard water, and you've got all that orangish, pinkish junk all around your drains. You know, your faucets on your sink, your drain in your bathtub, your drain in your shower. You got all that orangish, pinkish, kind of rocky type material. Well, you know, fighting hard water is a tough battle. But within this video, I'm going to tell you how I won the fight. Now, just because this enabled me to win the fight, it may or may not work for your situation. Who knows? Now, the first thing I would do is I would test your water's hardness. And you can expand this video's description and then click the link there to find the test strips like I use. Because if you're going out and you're fighting hard water and you don't know how hard your water is before you try to rectify the situation, you're wasting your time. So you definitely want to test your water's hardness first. Again, these are cheap. Expand this video's description and then click the link there. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do, and I don't know, I don't know if you're good with plumbing or whatever. I mean, you may or may not be. I mean, tons of people are watching this video. If you're good with plumbing, you might be able to hook it up yourself. This is the water softener like I use, and you can see here I got this this bucket is full of salt, and then these are the bags of salt. And the good thing is I don't have to refill it that often. Now, depending upon how much water your place uses, that'll dictate how frequently you have to refill the salt. We're going to talk about that in more depth here in a moment. But at a high level, this is easy to set up. You got this right here. This is what's called the resin tank. And by the way, you can expand this video's description and click the link there to find water softener like I use, as well as different sizes. Depending upon how many people are in your home or place of business where you're installing it, that'll dictate the size that you may want to go with. But this right here is the resin tank. And think of this has a bunch of little balls in it. And the way this works, this line right here goes out to my, that's the drain line. This line right here comes in from the street. And it passes through a whole house filter first. But that's the water coming in. It goes into this tank with the resin balls. And those balls, think of them as, think of it as a filter. So when that water's coming from the street, it's flowing over all the balls and it's cleaning it's reducing the water's hardness. Now, what'll happen, these balls in here will get dirty after, however, it varies again, depending upon how much water you're using. But once these balls start to get dirty, you got to wash the balls. And that's where the salt comes into play. So the salt tank, think of it as washing your balls. Because what it's doing, it's putting salt in there. It's washing the balls in what's called a regeneration of the water softener. And then once that's complete, pretty much all the salt. Now, there may be a negligible amount of salt left within the resin tank. And that's, a topic of controversy. But a lot of people think, oh man, you're just putting a ton of water into you're putting a ton of salt into your water supply, and that's not the case. All the salt is doing is washing the balls during what's called the regeneration process. Because if you didn't have the salt and you didn't perform a regeneration, eventually these balls will become so dirty that they wouldn't be able to soften the water. So, you need to keep your balls clean, and that's why the salt is here. And depending upon the number of people in your household, you can set this. And I've got a separate video where I explain step by step how I configured my regeneration frequency. And it's based upon water consumption in my house, and it's actually worked really well. And something I recommend doing after you've been using a water softener for a while is test your water's hardness again. Make sure that, A, before you install the water softener, that your water's hard. B, after you've installed the water softener, test the water's hardness. It should be, the water shouldn't be hard anymore. And then every few months or so, test your water's hardness just to make sure that your water softener is continuing to do a good job. Now, mine is. I haven't had any problems. All I have to do is add additional salt periodically. And for me, it's every few months or so. For you, you may have a lot more water. You may consume a lot more water than I do, so you may have to put salt in more frequently. But this is the absolute best way to fight hard water. And the good thing about it is, and this is completely up to you, you could soften the water everywhere in your house, including your outside water faucets. I soften everything, including my outside water faucets, and the reason is that what that enables me to do when I wash my car with a water hose outside, that water is soft. And even when you wash your car, you're going to notice a better result than washing your car with hard water. So there's a value added to that. But you may not want to do that. You do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I'm just telling you how I fought and won the battle with my hard water situation. So the good thing is now, because there were some sinks that had a little bit of, that orangish pinkish stuff that, builds up because of hard water, I was able to use some cleaner and get that off. And now, since I've got the water softener, I've had the water softener for well over a year now, I don't have any hard water issue. My sinks, my drains, everything, they're perfectly clean. Obviously, I clean my sinks and my tubs and all that periodically, but when I do, there's no reappearance of the that orangish pinkish stuff that that hard water creates. So this is how I fought the hard water battle, and I won. And the good thing is this system is very affordable, and something that I would suggest, see if you can find a in your area, just try to find somebody that that's a plumber and knows how to hook this up, and just be like, do you moonlight with plumbing? Try to find somebody at a discounted rate and get the, get a good deal to get it installed. Because in my opinion, it's worth every penny that was put into this, and it's worth every penny that I put in to refresh the salt every few months or so. Because this is saving a ton of potentially major issues. I mean, when your faucets get so messed up with that orangish pinkish stuff from hard water, it's going to degrade the structural integrity of the faucets. Your pipes, your metal pipes, over time that could degrade the structural integrity of the pipes. I mean, the cost of replacing those types of items, in my opinion, would greatly exceed the cost of this water softener system, and then also the installation. So, look at it from a long-term perspective. Like I said, you can expand this video's description and click the link there to find the the various size water softeners like I use. But look at it from the perspective of, this is something that may prolong the life of your faucets, of your pipes, of your anything that's coming in contact with water. I mean, it's worth it in my opinion. But this thing is awesome, and I haven't had any problems with it. And I just wanted to post the follow-up video, how I won the battle against hard water. So just to recap, you definitely, even before you buy a water softener, what I would encourage you to do, get these test strips. Again, expand this video's description, click the link there. Because if you test and you don't have hard water, there may not be a value add of adding a water softener. Now, it may be obvious that you have hard water if you've got the orangish pinkish stuff around your drains, your faucets, etc. But, maybe you've got hard water and maybe you're in a new place and it hasn't had time to appear on your faucets and around your drains yet. So for that reason, at a minimum, I would recommend testing your water's hardness in your house. And then if it is hard, consider a water softener like I use. Again, expand this video's description and click the link there to find where to order it online. Like I said, it's been worth every cent for me. And also, when you wash your hair and stuff, I didn't wash my hair this morning, but when you do, it just makes you feel cleaner. And the soap lather's better. There's a lot of hidden benefits of having soft water beyond potentially prolonging the life of your faucets and everything. Hope this video helped. Be sure to subscribe, ring that bell when you do, That'll notify you whenever I post another video. And check out my separate video where I explain step by step how I configured my water softener for my house. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Captain Irix Guy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/Irix Guy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.